from DIYers, hobbyists, house decorators to professionals like builders, tilers and construction workers. Tell you what, you're gonna need a laser level at some point, but there's so many options out there. And in today's video, I'm gonna present you two options from Cigman, a very well-known brand when it comes to laser levels. And you'll see exactly the features they have, what are the differences, and which one will suit your needs best. Right then, so in today's video I will compare for you and break down all the features of two laser levels from Cigman. The smaller version CM-S03 and the larger version CM-S04. Cigman is a very well-known brand when it comes to laser levels, and they've been on the market for a good few years. And check that out. As you can see, you get these really nice carry cases. You can take it to your workplace, job site or anywhere else, and you're gonna have everything in one place, so you're not going to miss any parts. And check out the larger version. This is a proper hard top case, definitely for a pro builder. But hey, let's have a look what we've got inside. Right, so let's have a look what we've got in here. Everything is neatly and nicely packaged here. Tell you what, to see better what we've got in them, I'm gonna take everything out and you'll see exactly. With the S03 version, you do get two batteries, a remote, the power lead, a target plate, of course the manual, the laser itself. This one is 12 line laser, but we'll get through the details in a second. Then you've got an adapter from 1/4 of an inch to 5/8 for your tripods. It's a safety lanyard, making sure that even if you knock your laser off, it's not going to fall to the ground and damage itself. And then finally, you've got this really nice base with some cool features. Again, we're going to go through that. And the S04 version, again, you got the power lead, two batteries, manual, safety lanyard, remote control, the adapter as well, and you do get this metal plate. Okay, very handy in some situations. We're going to go through that. Target plate, you also do get this upgraded version. It does give you a few more options, and we'll check those in a second. And of course the laser itself, this time though, it does have 16 lines. There's one right at the bottom as the extra, providing you with 4 extra lines. Again, we'll check it out in a second. And also you do get this very handy lifting base. Tell you what, micro adjustment, perfect for example, tiling, to get your laser in the correct place. As you can see, fully loaded packages in both cases. Obviously, few more options on the S04. Right, let's have a look at some of the features of the S03. Now, first of all, let's have a look at the batteries. Very dead simple to actually charge up. Plug that into your phone charger and off you go. However, there is another way to actually power this laser. You do have a cover, plastic cover here, that's hiding the USB connector. And if you plug that into your charger, the laser will work with no issues. However, in our case, we're going to be using the batteries. And as I said before, you do get 2 of these in the set. So if one runs out of power, you do have another one to keep you going. And it's the exact same case with the S04. Open it up, whack in the battery, and job done. But in this case, you also do have the extra foot and the laser just beneath that. This laser and the bigger brother, they are both rated at IP54, which means they're water and dust resistant. The overall body is covered in this nice rubbery type plastic, so it does give you a nice feel to it, and it's definitely not going to slip out of your hands. On the front of the laser, you do have 2 options here. First one, if you change that, the laser will start and it's going to be in the unlocked mode. That means if the laser is not level, it will be flashing like so. However, it does have a tolerance between -4 to 4 degrees to actually level itself automatically. So that's a great feature as well. When you actually change this to the lock mode, okay, the machine will turn off. However, you can turn it back on by holding that red button there. And now the pendulum is in the locked position. Okay, from time to time the laser will flash to let you know you are in the manual mode. So now you can actually rotate the laser to any position and the lasers will stay solid. As you can see, the screen itself is very well visible and clear as well. You got in total 3 buttons right at the front. So if you've got the horizontal lines, and it tells you exactly which ones you're turning on and off, and then the vertical lines. Okay, on top of it you've got the X and Y axes to tell you exactly at what degree you are at. In the top right corner you do have the indicator for the battery, and that little lock over there means we're in the manual mode. So if we change that, there we go, now it's unlocked. But let's go back to the locked option. On the bottom here you do have this orange bar, and if you use the middle button you can actually change how bright the laser is. Okay, and that's the lowest brightness of the laser itself. You can also put the laser in a pulse mode. This option will help you to establish the position of the laser on a larger distance, or maybe in a very well lit room. And then when you press it for the final time, it will go to the full visibility of the laser. Okay, so I've installed our laser level on a tripod, and my workshop is actually very well lit because I'm recording videos in here, and the lines are super well visible. So this is the brightest setting of the laser, and as you can see we've got different materials. We've got white wool, we do have wood, we've got black foam, some metal as well, and everything is very well visible even under this very lit conditions. So let's just go through the each setting of strength of the laser. Now this is one lower, even lower, that's the lowest setting of the laser, that's the pulse mode. As you can see, it's very well visible, and then back to the full strength. And of course you can quite easily add or remove the lines depending on your needs. And as I mentioned before, it does tell you if you're leveled or not. So on the X and Y axes we are slightly out. However, the system, the pendulum itself, level itself out to give you 100% accurate readings. Now I have positioned the laser more or less to the end of my workshop. The full length is about 6 meters, so let's take half a meter out of the equation. So we do have about 5.5 meters of distance here. So let me just show you the other end, and that's what's visible on dark walnut. For example, you've got a brighter walnut over here, pine, treated pine, or even the black surface just through there, the foam insulation I've got on my garage doors. As you can see, this is very, very well visible with no issues at all, even from that distance. And as you can see on the ceiling as well, the lines are very well visible. So let me just quickly change over to the SO4 version so you can see the lines, what is produced with this laser. Okay, this bad boy is on now. Let's have a look at the results on the other side of the workshop. And there you go. The lines are very well visible on dark materials, but also on lighter materials, different colors, different shades, or even black surfaces as well. And as I mentioned before, SO3 and SO4 do come with the remote control as well, so you don't have to run to your laser constantly. So if you do want to change the layout of your lines, no issues at all. You can simply press the button on your remote and it will change the lines. And as you can see, as I mentioned before, the SO4 does have the additional horizontal line. That is very useful, for example, if you are tiling. Okay, super helpful there. Of course, the vertical lines, you can add and remove them as well. But on top of it, the remote also gives you the option to change the brightness of the lines. Okay, so we can toggle through the settings for brightness, but also actually turn on the pulse mode, it's far more visible, and that will help you to see the laser at a greater distance, or maybe in a very well lit conditions, or actually outside as well. And on top of it, if you don't want to use the remote, or you actually forgot it, however, you do have your phone on you, you can download the Cigman app and control those lasers, both of them, through your phone as well. So absolutely fully loaded packages from that perspective. And a quick look at the ceiling with the SO4. As you can see, it's very well visible on white surfaces, on glass as well, no issues at all. The auto level feature on both the SO4 and SO3 is absolutely great. But of course, if you take it a little bit too far, it's gonna start blinking as it's out of level. Okay, but what if you're in a staircase situation, or just want to add some decorative elements to your wall under a specific angle? Well, as I mentioned before, we do have the manual mode. So when you switch to the manual mode, the pendulums will be locked, and then you can change the angle of your laser to any position to suit your particular needs. And thanks to that, you can quite easily establish the position of the handrails, for example, on a staircase, or maybe if you want to add some decorative elements. And as you can see, the laser is flashing to indicate that you are in the manual mode, so you don't mix both of them together, and that's quite important as well. Now let's check out the extra accessories. So for example, this base that you get with the SO3. On the bottom, you can attach it to tripods with 1/4 inch or 5/8 as well, depending which one you have. On the back, you do have magnets. So if you're working in construction, well, you can stick it onto metal surfaces with no issues at all, and this is really solid. Okay, it's not gonna come off. However, it also does have an opening for a simple screw or a nail, if you can whack it in a stud and use it like that. So what type of movement does this base offer? First of all, we need to unlock our mechanism just like so, and then what we do have, we can take our laser up, okay, and the range goes from 0 inches right up to 3 inches on one side, and on the other side you actually do have a scale in centimeters, so it goes from 0 to about 7 centimeters. So that's the first type of movement. Secondly, what you can do, you do have these two handles on each side, and basically what that will do, it will rotate the base that the laser is sitting on. Okay, so you can go around the perimeter of your room, pinpointing the exact location of your vertical line. So that's the two types of movement you can achieve with this accessory, with this base. How about this base accessory for the SO4? Well, it is actually a bit different and does offer a few more options. From the bottom, again, you do have 1/4 inch and 5/8 inserts, but also what you can do, you've got some retractable feet that will help to stabilize your laser on an uneven surface, or if you want to place it somewhere. Okay, so that's a great addition. On the back, you do have a keyhole for a screw or for a nail, and 4 very strong magnets. With the SO4, you actually do get this metal plate that you can hang up wherever you need the laser to go, as it sticks on very nicely to any metal objects. So what type of movement have we got here? Check this out. First of all, we need to unlock this, and now you can take it higher or lower depending on your needs. With the front adjustment, what you can do, you can slide the whole thing forward or backwards. And it does take a while to actually move it around. It's just micro adjustment with every turn, so you can pinpoint the exact location of your laser. The next adjustment, this one over here, will allow you to rotate the whole laser on its axis. That is again very helpful if you want to get those vertical lines in the right position. And the final adjustment over here, what that will do, hopefully you can see that it actually shifts the whole base left or right depending on which side you are going. And again, micro adjustments so you can pinpoint the exact location of your lines. Now I have to say this base is absolutely fantastic. It's really well made, nice and sturdy, not just simple cheap plastic. It really does deliver on the quality, and with so many adjustment options that will definitely need your expectations. And the final accessory is this lifting base. You can place your laser on top of it and just take it higher or lower it down depending on your needs and on your setup. And again, it does have that tiny micro adjustment as you go up if you really need that. Fantastic little addition as well. You can also get an extra accessory, a receiver for both of these, where with the pulse mode you will be able to actually use them on much larger distances. The working range in normal conditions should be up to 30 meters. The accuracy for both of these lasers is 1.5 millimeters across a 5 meter length, so they are very accurate, and you should get about 7 hours of work time on those batteries that are included with both lasers. Now you may think to yourself that lasers of these types will probably cost a small fortune. Well, I've got good news. You can get the SO3 for just under $170, and you can get the SO4 for just under $210. That's as of today, as I'm recording this video. However, the prices may differ a little bit depending where you are around the world. So I'm gonna have some links for you down below in the description so you can go have a look, check it out, how much they actually are costing in your country. As we are before Christmas, I bet there will be some great offers offered by Cigman. So head over to the description and check out the links for yourself. So to summarize everything up for you, both of these lasers will offer great accuracy and the same type of quality. However, the SO4 just gives you that a little bit extra with the extra lines, 16 in total, and with some extra accessories as well. So it really depends on your need. If you do need those extra features, well, the SO4 is definitely a clear winner. However, if you're just going to be doing basic jobs around your house, the SO3 will be absolutely fine. Both of these lasers will be absolutely perfect for any DIYer that wants to tackle some projects around the house, maybe in your workshop. But the quality and all the features they have, well, they are absolutely perfect for professionals on job sites as well. So there you have it. That's my breakdown of both of these lasers. Hopefully you got the information you've been looking for. But if I did miss anything, you know where the comment section is. And at this point, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to my Patreons for their ongoing support. And before you go, check out these two cool playlists. Plenty of great videos already there waiting for you. For today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.